Let's talk some Eagles here. Welcome into Philadelphia Eagles Now. My name is Chase Sr. As always, thank you so much for supporting the show and making today's video a part of your day. Hope you're all getting set to have an awesome, fun-filled 4th of July weekend. I know I have some plans for myself, and I hope that you do as well. Stay safe. Have a blast. Coming up here on the show, the Eagles actually got good news after the Pittsburgh Steelers traded for all-pro cornerback Jalen Ramsey. I'm going to explain why coming up here in just a few moments. Also, Howie Roseman and the Birds might want to move quickly to get a contract extension done with safety Reed Blankenship. He is extension eligible going into the final year of his contract at a position that has become increasingly expensive over the last couple of years. Before we talk about all of that, you know what I need you to do. Go on down, hit that subscribe button for the best, most elite Eagles coverage right here on YouTube. Videos coming your way every single day. And with training camp getting underway the 22nd of July, our coverage is really about to ramp up. We'll be doing watch parties for all preseason games, watch parties for all regular season games, and we'll continue to keep you in the know with all things Birds. So, isn't this pretty crazy? The Philadelphia Eagles, going into the 2025 season, have the cheapest defense in the National Football League. Howie Roseman and the Birds are spending under $65 million on the defensive side of the ball in totality. This has been a team-building strategy for Howie in recent years. I think back to 2022, even last year. Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie, with their team-building approach, they always invest more money on offense than on defense. And oftentimes on the defensive side of the ball, they have a lot of short-term contracts that they sign, a lot of cheap and affordable deals that they ink players to. And this year especially, and for the foreseeable future in a way, they have marquee players who are under their rookie contracts. But you also think about what Jeffrey Lurie has done as an owner, and that's carried over into this Howie Roseman tenure. Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman value offense more than defense, and they believe that offense wins championships. That goes away from that old school motto of defense wins championships. It's not discrediting the defensive side of the ball. Shoot, last year, the Eagles had the #1 overall defense in the sport, but their offense was also very lights out. The defense helped pace them at times, but the offense picked up the slack too. And I always think it's best to play complementary football. Offense, defense, special teams. That is just the way that I would build and construct my football teams. Be sound in all three phases. Because when you're the most complete team, you can win in a variety of ways against a variety of teams, against a variety of styles in different types of weather. But Jeffrey Lurie, since he took over as owner, he hired Ray Rhodes, offensive guy. He hired Andy Reid, offensive guy. He hired Chip Kele, offensive guy. Doug Peterson, offensive background, played quarterback and coached offense. Nick Sirianni, offensive background. So Jeffrey Lurie has gone offense for all of his head coaches. And as far as team building spending goes, he's always going to devote more financial capital to the offensive side of the ball compared to defense. Thinking back to that Andy Reid era, Eagles always had great offenses. Andy Reid maximized those teams. Chip Kele, at the start of his stint with the Eagles, those offenses were really fun to watch because the league wasn't adjusted to the fast-paced, no-huddle, break-your-neck type of speed. Doug Peterson had really good offenses at the start of his Eagles tenure, and the Eagles have been pretty much a top 5, top 10 offense every year under Nick Sirianni for the most part. In the Super Bowls that the Eagles have won, they outscored and outlasted the New England Patriots on offense. Bill Belichick, maybe the best defensive mind of all time, could not stop the Eagles offense that night, Super Bowl 52 in Minneapolis, Minnesota. The Eagles team that made it to Super Bowl 57. They were pretty damn good on the offensive side of the ball that year and in the Super Bowl against Kansas City. And then what did the Eagles do in Super Bowl 59 against Kansas City? Crushed the Chiefs in all three phases, but on offense, Steve Spagnuolo had absolutely no answers, and Jalen Hurts won Super Bowl MVP. And so with the Eagles spending under $65 million on their defense this year, it doesn't come as much of a surprise to me, But you compare it to the Pittsburgh Steelers now after that trade for Jalen Ramsey, not only is that Steelers defense older, they are spending more than $115 million more than the Eagles on the defensive side of the ball. And you think about the players who have left the Eagles this offseason, right? Darius Slay, older, 1 year, $10 million deal with Pittsburgh. Josh Sweat got $19 million per year from the Arizona Cardinals. Milton Williams got $26 million annually from the New England Patriots. Isaiah Rodgers got a 1 year, $7 million deal with the Vikings. C.J. Gardner-Johnson was making some decent coin. He got traded to Houston. And then Brandon Graham, I think he was making like $5 million his final year. He decided to retire. For the most part, those players who I just named skew toward being older and expensive players. And the Eagles defense right now is younger, but Howie Roseman understands that Philadelphia is going to have to pay some of their marquee defensive players after the 2025 season. So while the Eagles have devoted a lot of financial capital to their offense, they've done that, and the offense is really set up for the future. Now the Eagles are going to balance that out in the future on defense. But you think about this Eagles offense too, right? Look at all of the players who are on or have signed at least a second contract with the Eagles. Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley just signed a second contract in as many years with the Eagles. Jordan Mailata, Landon Dickerson, Cam Jurgens, Lane Johnson, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert. On defense, there's not a lot of tenured players who have been with the Eagles for a long time, but there are players who are going to get paid soon. Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, Reed Blankenship, and then at some point down the road, hopefully both Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean can be signed by the Eagles. Why I'm excited about this unit going into the 2025 season, how do they adapt and adjust to having to replace more than 4,000 snaps lost? But the Eagles defense that was number one last year, that definitely lost a lot of key players, has an opportunity to be a stellar defense for many years to come. And I can't wait to see how this defense comes together to see what they can do and how Vic Fangio maximizes the players on that side of the ball. Jihaad Campbell's 21. Cooper DeJean is 22. Jeremiah Trotter Jr., 22. Quinyon Mitchell, Moro Ojomo, Kele Ringo, all 23. Jalen Carter, Nakobe Dean, Jalyx Hunt, Nolan Smith, all 24. Jordan Davis is 25. Azeez Ojulari is 25. Reed Blankenship is 26. Zack Baun just signed another deal with the Eagles. He's 28. So we're looking at an era of Eagles football that if this team can stay healthy with the players who are locked up on both sides of the ball and with the team-building strategy and financial spending strategy that Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie have, look out, man. It's an exciting time to be an Eagles fan. As for what a Reed Blankenship contract could look like, the Eagles might want to act quickly here. Blankenship is contract extension eligible, and I saw a contract projection which would pay Blankenship about market rate for the player who he is and has become. Keep in mind, too, that Blankenship was a UDFA. He has not made a lot of money in his NFL career, so he's going to look to make up for how affordable and how much of a bargain he's been in his career. And he's been a consistent starter for this team the last couple of years. So the contract projection that I saw, 3 years, $45 million, $15 million per year, $22.5 million in guaranteed money, and a $10 million signing bonus. It sounds like a lot, right? But the safety market has really taken off and exploded in recent years. That contract would immediately make Blankenship a top 10 highest paid safety, right there at number 10. If the Eagles sign him to that deal now and he plays well, it could be a bargain. They can make him, with that contract, the 10th highest paid safety immediately. If you don't sign him now, soon, this offseason, during training camp, preseason, and you wait until next year, and Reed Blankenship plays well, and then other safeties get paid, that price tag of $15 million, I guarantee you, is going to go up. So that would tie Blankenship with Cam Bynum of the Minnesota Vikings, really good player. It would put him right below Javon Holland at $15.1 million per year. $22.5 million, 50% of guarantees, works out to be better than Cam Bynum's at 43.3%, just a bit behind Holland's 60.5%. So that's some of the fine print and the nuanced details of that contract. So I think it's smart to get this deal done, especially with Blankenship, one, being extension eligible right now. Number two, from 2022 to 2023 to 2024, he's gotten better and better and better. Going into 2025, he could continue on that trajectory, on that ascent to become even better, thus more expensive. Plus, if you were to hit free agency next year, you'd have to compete with other teams who are trying to sign him and bring him in. So if the Eagles truly believe that Blankenship is a building block of this defense, that he's the next leader, which has been talked about by Darius Slay and others, lock him up to an extension now. The Eagles have always acted quickly on these deals, taking care of their homegrown players earlier as compared to late, and it saved them a lot of money because at times you can get these guys at about 60 to 70% of what their market value is. Hope you all enjoyed the show here today. Hope you all have a great 4th of July weekend. Be safe with the fireworks. Take down some drinks. Eat some good food. Hopefully you got yourselves those Eagles 4th of July shirts. Great content still to come. Be on the lookout for it. And don't forget to subscribe. Catch you soon.